Is renting out an Airbnb for one day just to fish a private pond worth the money? We all know some of the best fishing can come from private ponds. You know, the ones with the gated front entrance, the beautiful lush water teeming with giant bass, and of course the elite patrol of Karens that kick anglers out like you and myself. But there's one issue when it comes to fishing these ponds, and that is that they're private. My theory is this: what if instead of asking a homeowner to fish a pond, we just become a homeowner, at least for a day? Welcome to our home. Come on in. This is our Airbnb. I rented this place out for, I want to say $137 a night. We're only spending one night here. Now, a lot of the private water fishing here in Texas can be expensive. It can be $500, $700, sometimes over $1,000. So in theory, if the pond that we're going to fish today that is adjacent to this Airbnb is good, it might actually be worth more to just rent out an Airbnb opposed to rent out a private lake. Anyway, let's take you guys on a quick tour of our humble abode. Already made myself at home, had some coffee. Feels nice. This is a beautiful little living space, I think I would call it. Nice plush couch here. If you're bored and the fishing's slow, you can pick up some literature. The Little Book of Gucci. So if the bass don't seem to be biting today, I'm gonna come back here, relax, kick my feet up, and read about the Gucci family. The kitchen is over here, little dinette, beautiful electric range top. Everyone loves electric over gas. Nice fridge. Got ice in the door. Do we have ice in the door? Ice in the door. That's how you know it's luxurious. It's actually a pretty good deal for $137 a night right outside of DFW. But like I said in the beginning of today's video, we're not here to lounge and soak up the DFW vibe. We are here for the one sole mission, that is to fish the pond that is literally right on the water. Take a look at this too, talk about an amazing view. You come out this way, leads into the fenced in backyard. Amazing landscape. You've got some bushes, some grass. Oh, and then what's this? What's this, you may ask? This is where we'll be fishing today. This is a completely private residential pond. Now, where we're fishing is not a gated community. However, I think it would be nearly impossible to quote unquote trespass in a pond like this because the entire bank is surrounded by residential homes with docks and boats. From what I can tell, this looks like a very fishy situation, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to grab our kayaks, dump them off this dock, and get to cranking. All right, slowly start bringing it towards me. Might be able to just drop it one, two. Oh, hang on, it's tilting. It's tilting. Okay. Okay, we're about to lose the GoPro. Okay, thank you. You got it? Sure. Okay. Here we are, officially on the lake. So many times I've wanted to fish lakes like this, but I just can't because I could never figure out the answers to how to legally do so. And I think we finally have figured it out, hopefully at least. You never know what kind of homeowners we're gonna run into today. However, we've gotten the hard part of the way, and that is rent out the Airbnb, dropping the kayaks in, and now we're fishing. This lake looks incredible. It's got docks, it's got submerged grass, it's got cloud cover. Honestly, if I were to paint a perfect picture of a bassy looking body of water, it would come out to look something like this. Now, the real question is there fishing here? Is it worth actually fishing and spending all the money that we did to get to this point? That's something we'll have to figure out, but only one way to do that, and that is to keep cranking and keep winding. What do you think, Caleb? This looks pretty good. I've made probably 3 dozen casts thus far, no bites, but we've also never fished here before, so it might take a minute to figure out what exactly these private pond bass want. Looks incredible though, my gosh. Look at that anchor on that boat. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wee, wow. There we go. There we go. We have proof. Oh no, it came off. We almost had proof that there are bass in here. Felt very spongy, did not feel like a good bite, but hey, we hooked one. We found sign of life. in this pond that, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned, but I've obviously never fished it before. So not only getting to explore new waters that most people aren't able to, I'm getting to learn a new system for the first time. Another one, another one. Oh, that's a better one. I'd rather not lose this one. Oh gosh, that's a better one. Come here, buddy. Come here. Ooh, nice little 2-pounder, healthy fish. I got you. Oh. Nice bass, super fat. Doesn't look like he's in great condition, but hey, a bass is a bass. Literally just lost that first one and then stuck this guy, our first private water Airbnb fish. Well, I think we confirmed that thus far it's worth it. It only took, what, Caleb, like 20 minutes to make that happen? A couple casts and we got our first fish of the day. I would say it's a beautiful bass, but it's a little worse for wear and tear. Hey, they're all pretty in my book. Let's send them back. Back in the water, our ugly little private water fish goes. First Airbnb bass we've caught today. Hooked one, dumped him, landed the bigger one. It's looking good. Literally 20 minutes in, we already have a nice fish. I think today's gonna be a good one. There we go, another one. Another fish. This little bank's loaded. It's like 4th cast into the spot. Not a big one, but it's a fish. Oh, hooked 3 in 20 minutes. Nothing giant, but dude, we will take it. Oh, we're about to hit land. There we go, just hit land. Hooked 3, lost 1. This is looking like it's gonna be a good day. Thus far, we've seen some homeowners. No one's came out and said anything to us, so I think we're in the clear in that sense. Now we just get to worry about catching fish. Nice little beautiful 1-pounder. Let's send him back. Kiss him, spank him, send him back. Later, stinkus. So, today I've started off with my tried and true search bait, that being a little bladed jig. Chartreuse, because the water is a bit dingy, and I want something that shows up and that really is bright in that dirty water. I might switch to black and blue here, but as long as I'm getting bit on the white, that's fine. I got a little slimmer swimmer on the back there, Guggen Slimmer Swimmer. Use my code John B to save 10% off. But yeah, 3 fish in a matter of like 20 minutes in a tiny area. It's a good sign. I think we're throwing the right stuff. Let's see if we get another one. There we go. There's a fish right in between the pipes. Oh, there he goes. We fished a good percentage of this pond thus far, and I'll be completely honest, the fishing is not nuclear. However, there could be many variables that are causing that, one of which weather, although it does seem like fishy weather. It also could be too that this pond, even though it is private, it gets fished a lot. I'm noticing a lot of houses have got like nice bass boats with electric trolling motors on them. One guy had live scope, the other guy had like a really nice trolling motor, and just an overall like a nice bass boat. So these fish in here could be pressured by the residents. However, you're not gonna have as much pressure if this were completely public. And 2, I haven't fished a whole variety of lures, so I might switch things up here, just dump that one on the bladed jig. But I mean, the farther and farther we go down this little system, it looks incredible. There's cypress trees, there's docks, there's good rock. The bottom is gravelly, which is everything you want when fishing a new pond. But 4 fish, what am I, 2 for 4 now? Gotta up my game. Couple, 3 of them, 3 killers. Those dogs are adorable. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here, don't worry. Seems to be a bit of a disturbance in the force over here. We're gonna let these guys chill out for a bit, go find a new bank to fish. All right, we're leaving. Some preppy little guard dogs. My overall thoughts thus far, it started off very good. Had 3 fish, boom, just like that. But we're now progressing to the rest of this lake and it's a little slow. I'm slowing things down now. I'm throwing a little black and blue jig with a crack and crawl. Maybe that'll get a bigger and better bite, but everything in this lake looks great. It's honestly perfect for bass. There we go. There we go, right off the dock. Right where he should have been. Oh, it's a decent one too. It's a decent one. Oh, it's a nice one. He was right where he needed to be, right on the end of that dock, waiting for my bladed jig thumper. Yeah, this is a good one. Oh, ooh, these fish in here are a little battered. That one of the last nice ones I just caught had a bit of eczema. This guy's missing a bit of his tail. I tell you what, the fish that I am fighting are absolutely thumping it. Nice little healthy, well, maybe not healthy, but nice little 1.5 pounder going straight back. Later, the little flip back into the water. Cool. Well, they're here. They're just few and far between. We got to keep cranking. There's a secret passageway. If I didn't look on maps, I would not have noticed that this was even here. There's a little hidden lake off the beaten path. I didn't even know this existed, but I looked at my Google Maps and there's another pond connected to this one. It's completely natural bank. It's not like what you've seen us fish today where it's all like gravel and concrete and docks. This is all natural over here. We're gonna see if we can explore some uncharted water, hopefully. Nah, it's very shallow. Like, that shallow. Damn, that'd have been cool. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, it feels like a decent one. Oh yeah, it's not bad. Finally on something different here. Hey, don't do that. Don't spit the hook. That's so interesting. I got that fish to eat while swimming the jig back up. Ooh, let's see if I can high stick and break my rod. Look at that bass. Very pale. Looks completely different than the fish we were just catching earlier. But I decided to slow things down, seeing as, you know, the bladed jig was getting me some bites, but not enough. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. That's fish number 4. Not too shabby. We're figuring things out. Maybe I just need to slow things down, change up colors. Who knows? Fishing is all about staying on your toes and adjusting. If you're on a somewhat decent bite, maybe it could be better. Switch things up and play around with your patterns, your cadence, and most importantly, your style of bait. It's fish number 4. Back in the water she goes.
Y'all live out here?
How's it going? Yeah, we're staying at that Airbnb at 1501.
Can't have that on here though, man.
What's going on?
I said I'm on Lake Association board of directors. You can't just come in here, rent a Airbnb and throw a boat in here.
Why is that? They've got a canoe right there.
Because you can't. It's against our bylaw.
Okay.
It's just like 4 years ago when somebody did that and they brought in invasive grass to our lake and we spent about $25,000 on biologists to spray the entire lake. You can't just dump things on our lake.
I totally get that. I totally get that. But you understand, from my understanding, it's like they're advertising.
I'm not blaming on you.
Yeah, they're advertising fishing.
You can't, plus in our bylaws says you can't profit off the lake. You can't rent an Airbnb telling people they can just fish in our lake.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of money out here, man.
I get it. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. You have a good one.
You too, man.
Remember in today's video that one of the biggest issues with fishing private ponds is that not only they're private, but then you have to deal with a certain genre of individual, that being Karens. Now, Karens can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and genders. It's not just exclusive to older ladies who get upset when you actually knock over their gnome lawn ornaments when you're trying to catch pond tarpon and pond bass, but they can also be in the form of anglers as well. We ran into one of those individuals. At first, everything seemed fine. They asked, do you guys live here? And I instantly was like, no, we don't live here, but we're staying at this Airbnb. Instantly cut me off. He's like, can't do that. You're not supposed to be here. Went into a long spiel about how, to be quite honest, it went mostly over my head, but to an extent, I understood some of his qualms that he was expressing with me, one of which is you can't bring your outside boat into a private pond. All the ponds, from what he was telling me, and I guess I also am noticing, have a sticker for the lake. So a sticker lets you know that this boat is registered for this lake. Obviously, we don't have those stickers on these kayaks. This is our first and only time we'll ever fish here. So he's like, you basically can't have your kayaks on here and you can't be fishing, blah, blah, blah. And he's throwing his arms up about how stuff like this has happened in the past and how people rent out Airbnbs to fish here. It's like, yeah, no, obviously that's something that you do when you rent an Airbnb on a lake. You go to fish, you go to swim, you go to paddle around. So I'm like, okay, listen, whatever. I'm like, what do I do here? I'm not gonna try, I don't wanna drive this guy insane. This guy does have a bit of ground with his argument, that being us using our kayaks on a private lake. However, there's loopholes. There's always loopholes and always solutions. Luckily, the owners of this Airbnb have a nice little canoe that's perfectly waiting for us. And the nice thing about this canoe is that it has a lake sticker. So he didn't say we couldn't fish. He didn't say that we weren't supposed to be here, because obviously by law, by the regulations of this lake, we are guests at this owner's home. We can use the lake at will. We're not gonna use our kayaks. We're not gonna hop into their canoe and continue fishing. it's such a pain in the ass fishing private ponds. Even when you get an Airbnb on it, or even when you get permission from another homeowner, there's always gonna be someone that's throwing their arms up in the air saying, no, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. And you know, I think one of the other reasons why that dude didn't want us fishing here is because he was also an angler and he doesn't want to have to share the water. But that's just life, brother. Whether it be public or private, you don't own the water, bro. So, as we always do in typical fashion, we're gonna keep fishing and never stop. Oh, this thing has seen better days. We're back, baby. They can't stop us. We're in a registered vehicle per request of the, what did he say was? He's the head of the board of the homeowners association. And that's the equivalent of being captain on the Pee Wee football team in upstate Kansas. I mean, dude, who cares, brother? We're fishing, baby. And if that gets rain down there too, the reason, oh, here we go, I just got throttled. No, I suck. Don't you just love that feeling when you just, oh, I got one, and you set the hook and you miss it? You just literally want to punch yourself in the gut. I'm locked in. You know, I gotta be honest, at all the private lakes I could have rented an Airbnb on, this one maybe is not the best. Looks great on picture, really speaks to me from a bass angler's perspective, but I don't know, maybe not the best time of year to fish this spot. Maybe it's overpressured. It beats me, but I will say we are not going home skunked. It just wasn't like boom, lights out. Like, you know, I will say it is nice though, basically having a whole place to yourself until some guy pulls up on a boat and says you can't fish here anymore. Other than that, it was nice. The first half of the day was really, really peaceful. Not bumping shoulders with anyone, just being able to dissect this whole little pond to ourselves. And if this video does good, we'll film another one of these. I think the next one I want to film is probably at a pond where we can literally call our own, so we don't have to deal with situations like that, like literally just one house on a pond. There's so many places like that here in Texas that I've wanted to fish and gain access to. But like I said previously in today's video, the only way you can make that happen is either A, by buying the house, or B, renting it out for a couple of days. Got some bogeys flying over our 12.
Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
This cat's mean mugging me. I get the feeling we aren't welcomed here. What a bummer. All right, wieners. I fished the entire pond. The sun is setting. You wouldn't be able to tell anyway, but believe me, it's setting. It's almost 5:30. I feel like I fished a good 70% of this pond. Wasn't that great. But we did catch fish and we did get to experiment. I'd like to say this theory that we tested isn't 100% foolproof. As you saw, we ran into some roadblocks with some grumpy homeowners. Actually, the head of the Lake Homeowner Association, gotta put the asterisk on that because it's an important individual. And you know, they expressed to us that no, we can't fish here, or at least we can't have our kayaks here. So I think in some, it kind of worked out today. We were able to get on the water once we got in this canoe. Basically, no one can say anything to us because we have permission as guests from a homeowner here through Airbnb to fish here, and we're an illegal watercraft. This thing's got a sticker on it, blah, blah, blah. It's all board and stuff, but we did find some serious workarounds to make this happen. I want to film another video like this with better fishing. I know, honestly, one of the biggest variables when we film videos like this is if the fish are going to bite. Sure, it's also up to me to try to catch those fish, but there are days where we fish 110%, you know, throw everything that we have in our arsenal and still not get it done. So I want to put a pin in this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the concept and the idea. The next time we film this video, I think we're going to go to somewhere with a little bit more free will, in a sense where we get to not only rent out the whole Airbnb, but essentially the lake that comes with it. And there's so many listings out there in Dallas and Fort Worth that have just that. But I wanted to pick something closer to home where we could kind of bounce around and play it safe, for lack of better terms, and just show you guys something kind of unique and different. You know, rather than jumping fences, we do it, and rather than jumping fences to fish private ponds, we jump through loopholes to make it happen. But I'm peacing out, signing out. We got a nice little long row back to our Airbnb, and we'll catch you on the next one. As always, folks, keep legally trespassing. Never stop.